नमस्ते एंड वेलकम टू लाइफ सिंप्लीफाइड मैथोलॉजिकल सीरीज में आज हम बात करेंगे बुद्ध अवतार के बारे में. सो वेलकम यू अगेन. Okay, so let's start. Basically, in Hinduism, there is a debate like whether Buddha was a avatar of Vishnu or not. So we will not go into that debate, but there is a reference like in Skanda Puran also it is mentioned that Vishnu took a form of a monk, took avatar of a monk, and he taught asuras, the monastic orders, meditation and all these practices so that they can get transformed. So it is mentioned in the Skanda Puran. इवन जयदेव जो 12th सेंचुरी के फेमस पोइट है, उन्होंने गीत गोविंद लिखा है जिसमें भी वो मेंशन किए हैं इट्स इनकर्नेशन ऑफ विष्णु व्हिच इंस्पायर्स टू स्टॉप सेक्रीफाइस, एनिमल सेक्रीफाइस, ह्यूमन सेक्रीफाइस. उस समय के जो कुछ गलत प्रैक्टिसेस हिंदुइज्म में आए थे उसको स्टॉप करने के लिए भी विष्णु टुक अ फॉर्म ऑफ मॉन्क. सो समहाउ विद दिस वी इट इज बीन ट्राइड टू accommodate Lord Buddha as an avatar of Vishnu. Okay, so Lord Buddha जो कि आज से according to the age, he was born around 563 BC. लगभग आज से 2500-2600 साल पहले वो पैदा हुए थे. Today is in Nepal, लुम्बिनी बोल के एक जगह में. Okay, he was born, his name was Siddhartha Gautam. Siddhartha was his name, Gautam was his family name, and he is known as the Buddha. तो पहले हम समझते हैं कि बुद्धा का मतलब क्या होता है. बुद्धा is basically means the one who is awakened. Awakened intelligence को बुद्धा बोला जाता है. Awakened intelligence. Okay, bodh is also another meaning. That says bodh means awareness. So the one who is full of awareness is called Buddha. So this is also one understanding. Secondly, like intelligence, there's in Jain, which is again a derivative of Buddhism. They say that if your mind is full of thought, that means you are not awakened. So normally हम जिसको जागा हुआ स्टेट कहते हैं, जैसे जिस स्टेट में अभी हम हैं, दैट इज नॉट अ स्टेट ऑफ बुद्धा. इट इज फार बियॉन्ड दैट इवन. सो व्हाट इज दैट अवेकन स्टेट? बेसिकली आप समझिएगा, व्हेनेवर देयर इज इट इज बेसिकली द कैपेसिटी टू बी एट द प्रेजेंट मोमेंट. सपोजिंगली कुछ अगर अर्जेंट कुछ होता है, इमरजेंसी कुछ, सपोजिंगली घर में आग लग गई, सो इन दैट मोमेंट, स्पार ऑफ द मोमेंट, यू कैनॉट effort to be at the past or the present. You have to be at the past or the future. You cannot be effort to be at the past or the future. You have to be at the present moment, and your thought will disappear and you will just act. Okay, this is one of the example of being at the present moments. So a Buddha is who is an awakened person and who is at the present moment always. And the opposite is the one who is called the Buddhu. So Buddhu से Buddha होना है. Okay. When Buddha was enlightened, when he became a Buddha, he was meditating under a tree. Somebody saw there is a huge aura and the light around his body. There was a different kind of grace. So one person who saw him approaches him and asks him, "Who are you? I have not seen such a person, such a grace in anyone's face. I just want to know who are you." So that person was asking Buddha for his identity. So Buddha just opened his eyes and gave a smile. So this person asks again, "Ki, are you a god?" Buddha said no. He said, "Are you a man?" Buddha said no. "Are you a yaksh?" Buddha said no. "Are you a gandharv?" Buddha said no. "Are you a saint?" Buddha said no. तो ऐसे ऐसे वो पूछते गए, आर यू एनिमल? ही सेड नो. तो सारे सवाल पूछ लिए, हर में बुद्ध बोल रहे नो नो नो. देन ही सेड हु आर यू? He said, I am awareness, I am the Buddha. So in that sense, the meaning of Buddha is who is totally aware of himself. So if you ask me what was the purpose of incarnation of Buddha, was basically he came down to taught us how to meditate. That was his prime message, that was his important teaching. Now let us understand the meaning of सिद्धार्थ also. सिद्धार्थ का मतलब होता है बहुत प्रतीक्षा के अंत में जो मिलता है. So his father Shuddhodhan didn't had any son because उनको next राजा, he was a king, Buddha's father was a king, so he needed a heir. उनको एक बेटा चाहिए था. So he did all kind of rituals, all kind of दान पूजा यज्ञ सब कुछ कर लिया. तो बहुत कोशिश के बाद when he was getting old, so Gautama Buddha was born into their family. So since he born after lot of efforts and wishes, that's why his name was Siddhartha. So entire city, entire kingdom was enjoying, they were rejoicing. चारों तरफ दिवाली जैसा माहौल था कि बहुत प्रतीक्षा के अंत में राजा के घर में बेटा पैदा हुआ था. फ्यूचर किंग हैज अराइव्ड. And the entire people of the country were celebrating. Suddenly, that time, one monk, okay, हिमालय में एक monk तपस्या कर रहा होता है सालों साल से, कुछ for many decades. Suddenly, this monk comes down. His name was Ashita. Ashita comes down to the kingdom, to the Raj Darbar, and knocks at the door. And Shuddhodhan somehow could recognize Ashita because Ashita was a childhood classmate. After that, Shuddhodhan became the king and Ashita went to the Himalayas for meditating. And nobody has seen him for around 30-40 years, and seeing this person suddenly standing at the door, Shuddhodhan was also very surprised. And the Ashita says, I came to see the child. So Shuddhodhan was also surprised कि आपको कैसे पता चला. So he rushed inside, he brought the child and he sold to this saint Asita. और असीता कहते हैं कि असीता ने उस बच्चे का पैर अपने सर पे लगा दिया. And his eyes were full of tears. So Shuddhodhan asked कि क्या हुआ, तुम ऐसा बिहेव क्यों कर रहे हो? You are smiling as well as your eyes are full of tears. I am smiling because I am lucky enough to see this baby, because this child is going to transform the world. That was his words. And I am full of tears because I will not be able to witness that flowering of this baby, because I have no more time left. I have to leave the body very soon. So that was a prediction which was made by this sage Asita. So definitely ये जो predictions आए शुद्धोधन के पास, शुद्धोधन was little worried कि मुझे तो राजा चाहिए. Now people are telling me this boy is going to become a saint or a sannyasi. So he was little worried. थोड़ा बड़ा होने के बाद, after few months, he calls all the astrologers, all the saints, rishis to his sabha and asks about his son कि क्या होगा, prediction करिए मेरे बच्चे के बारे में. So most of the very great scholars of those times were called to his Raj Darbar, and many people said he has two possibilities: either he will be a great emperor or he will be a great sage or a sannyasi. Okay, and he was looking towards one person whose name was Kodanna. Okay, Kodanna was a very famous astrologer of that time. और जो भी वो prediction करते थे आज तक कभी fail नहीं हुआ था. And Shuddhodhan looks towards this guy Kodanna, and Kodanna raises only one finger. He says there is only one possibility with this boy, with this baby. He is going to become a great sannyasi. And Kodanna ka prediction was very chintajanak tha for Suddhodhan. Then he sat with his all the ministers and thought ki kya kare. I have to do something so that he can become a next king. And many people have suggested कि इनको एक काम करो ये if he is if he sees any sannyasi, if he sees any old person, if he sees any diseased person, ऐसे चीजों से इनको दूर रखिए जिससे इनके मन में वैराग्य भाव आ सके. So from this very childhood he has designed his father, since he was a king he could afford to do it, he has designed his life in such a way that he Siddhartha never had to face anything that is related to death. So उनके लिए पूरे साम्राज्य में 3 जगह पैलेस बनाए गए. अलग अलग सीजन में he used to go to different places, and he were not allowed to, कोई भी old aged person or any person who is sick were not allowed to come in front of him. Even the flowers in the garden that they had, fallen flowers were removed before he rised in the morning. He were when he grew up younger, he became adult. He were given all the facilities. He was given all the facilities. He used to sleep with lot of. He was provided a lot of women's, all the foods, everything, enjoyment, wine, everything that could have been provided by a king to his prince that time. It was provided, so that he didn't thought of renouncing the world. So, but it's interesting, Upanishad also says one thing, Tena taktena bunjita, means the one who enjoys can only renounce. So if you really want to learn renounce or tyag, you need to enjoy also. Otherwise you will not understand the meaning of tyag. This is what has happened with him. One day he was been invited to a youth festival. He was going to a youth festival, and according to the prophecy, he saw one very old person on the road. So first time seeing the old person, it was एक तरीके का उनको झटका लगा कि ये क्या है, what am I seeing? Because if he would have been, अगर वो बचपन से वैसे सिचुएशन में एक्सपोज होते तो ये उनको ट्रिगर नहीं करता. First time he got exposed, and when that time he was already quite young, he was already married, and he had a son also, Rahul, जो कि कुछ ही महीने का पैदा हुआ था. So he was going to a youth festival, he saw an old person on the road, and that was the first shock he got. He asked his fellow traveler, Sarthi, who is this? What has happened to him? Well, this is a person, and person gets old. जब आदमी बूढ़ा हो जाता है तो ऐसा हालत होता है. फिर कुछ देर जाने के बाद he saw a dead body, people carrying a dead body and taking to the graveyard. He asked what has happened to this man, whether this person died. Then Buddha asked, what does it mean? When a person grows, becomes old, the person dies. Then Buddha asked, okay, tell me one thing, will it happen to everyone? Yes. Will it happen to me also? He said yes. And that was a very shocking information for him again. Again he saw a person, a sannyasi, wearing orange robe, he was walking and chanting certain mantra. Then he asked Sarthi again, who is this person and what has happened to him? He said, this is the sannyasi. He has renounced the world, knowing that there is no meaning to it. And he is searching something which is called immortal within us. And that is again raise a question. That means, is there something within us, within me also, which doesn't die? Sarthi says, yes, I read it in the scriptures, but I'm not sure about it. Well, maybe the Sarthi was also a very honest person. Then Buddha says, okay, I'll not go to the youth festival. I'll return to the palace. So वहीं से वो वापस चले गए पैलेस में, and he thought for the entire night. And सुबह होते होते he decided to leave the palace and go to the forest, find a guru for him, and find out that immortal within him. So that day was a shock for him, and that shock has turned him to become a sannyasi. He spent many years in the forest. He has been to many gurus, and whoever has suggested uh, the way he practiced very sincerely, at last he could not find out anything, and he dropped all the idea one night of getting enlightened or getting awakened. And that night when he dropped all the idea, he was totally empty. And that morning, with the disappearing of the last star on the sky, he was looking at the sky and sleeping, lying down. With the disappearance of the last star on the sky, he became totally empty, sunya, nothingness he experienced, and he became a Buddha. Okay, so that blessings in disguise बोलते हैं ना, वैसा हो गया उनके साथ. The arrangement that his father has made, that was a medium to become a Buddha. So that's why again I'll tell you, like zodiac age का जो हमने बात किया था, when Buddha was born, that time was the age of Aries. Okay, Aries is a fire sign. So will का ये होता है Aries, and that's why he had a very strong will. इतना कुछ छोड़ के एक unknown चीज के लिए सब कुछ छोड़ के जाना, it requires lot of will, and follow what the teacher says. Like I remember I read somewhere, some saint said him कि खाना मत खाओ, take only one dana of rice in a day. So he used to take only one dana of rice in a day, and he became so weak. His body of a prince became so fragile and weak that he could not cross a small river जिसमें पानी भी ज़्यादा नहीं था, किसी तरह डूबते डूबते बचे. The river name was Niranjana. Okay, Niranjana river जब वो क्रॉस नहीं कर पाए, डूबते डूबते बचे, somehow he grabbed a root of the tree. Then he thought, I could not even cross the small river. How can I cross the river of life? These all rules are just useless. So he just dropped all the rules and things that were given to him. So that can be a one step. लेकिन ये चीज हमारे लिए भी हमको तब रियलाइज होता है जब हम उसको फुल फ्लेजेड अप्लाई करते हैं. कोई चीज को हम जब तक हम अप्लाई नहीं करते, हम उसकी फर्टिलिटी भी पता नहीं चला. दिस इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज एरीज का जो कॉम्प्लीमेंटिंग साइन है दैट इज लिब्रा. सो लिब्रा का इफेक्ट उन पे बहुत था. इन दोज टाइम्स पीपल वर वेरी इंटेलिजेंट, पीपल यूज्ड टू थिंक अ लॉट. लिब्रा आपने देखा, द सिंबल इज वेइंग. So basically weighing truths, weighing things. So he had to analyze, he had this intelligent mind to see things from the different dimension. So that's why his teachings are very technical. He teaches discernment. बोलते हैं कि do not accept things blindly, you must validate them. We should believe in something because we have studied it, we have analyzed it, we have evaluated it, experimented it, not because on something someone has said it. So discrimination, जिसमें Pranic Healing में भी हमारे मास्टर चोआ day 1 बेसिक क्लास में हम बताते हैं कि you have to validate yourself, don't believe things blindly. So this is Libra energy, okay? Intelligence का energy. So his approach was very very intellectual. He said he gave 4 noble truths and 8-fold Astmarg, Samyak Marg, the middle path. Okay, the 4 noble truths that he taught are amazing teachings. Like he said, Dukkha happens, there is misery in life, and there is a cause for misery. The first truth is there is misery in life. Second truth is there is a cause for misery. Third truth is the cause can be removed. The fourth truth is there is a situation where there is no misery. So Buddha talks like a scientist, like a medical doctor. So he can be said first scientist of realism. इतना प्रैक्टिकल है उनका अप्रोच, कोई भी फॉलो करके रिजल्ट तक पहुंच सकता है. यू डू नॉट टू हैव अ फेथ ऑन इट. फर्स्ट, जैसे लोग उनके पास डिबेट करने के लिए जाते थे, तो गॉड है कि नहीं है, परमात्मा क्या है, ये सारी बातें शास्त्रार्थ करने जाते थे. बुद्धा यूज्ड टू से ओनली वन थिंग, यूज्ड टू से यही बस सीखो, आओ और देख लो, तर्क करके कोई फायदा नहीं है. एंड ही टीचेस विपश्यना, आनापान सति योगा, meditate and see yourself. Do not believe things blindly. That was his teaching. Okay, so uh, basically he like if someone asks, अगर आपको कोई पूछे कि what is the definition of health, okay, so we have to say absence of disease. So even to define health, we have to bring down the disease. So Buddha didn't talk much about God, didn't talk much about soul, but he talked about the ailments that we have, that impurities that we have. And he preached for 80 years. And उनकी सारी teaching that is concised in one book called धम्मपद. धम्मपद का दूसरा या तीसरा सूत्र अगर आप पढ़ेंगे, बुद्ध कहते हैं मनोपुब्बांगमा धम्म मनोसित्त मनोमया. So that is the mind or your intention or a motive is a precursor of happiness or misery. तो अगर हमारा मन दोष युक्त है तो हम कुछ भी करें, दान भी करें, पुण्य भी करें, तो भी हमको दुख ही मिलेगा. और अगर हमारा मन दोष मुक्त है तो हम कुछ भी करें तो हमको सुख ही मिलेगा. तो he focuses more on being rather than doing. बोलते हैं आपको बीइंग ठीक करना है, डूइंग अपने आप ठीक हो जाएगा. That was an interesting thing about his teaching. Okay, Lord Gautama Buddha is also called Sakya Muni, Buddha Sakya Muni, because जो क्लैन या जो वंश में वो पैदा हुए थे वो शाक्य था. Since he was born in the clan of Shakya, that's why he is known as Sakya Muni. Okay, and I can go on. There are many stories that really inspires regarding Buddha, but it is a very limited time. One day, like at the end, जैसे ही वो 12 साल बाहर रहे and he became a Buddha, he came back to his palace. जब वो अपने पैलेस में वापस आए, but he was in a attire of a sannyasi. He first goes to his father, Suddhodana. Suddhodana already काफी बूढ़े हो चुके थे. And he was really frustrated and angry because जो राजा बनना था वो घर बार छोड़ के चला गया, कहीं मिल नहीं रहा है. And the moment he saw his son, he was really furious. फिर और ऊपर से और गुस्सा आता है, how dare you stand in front of me in this attire of a beggar, being a son of an emperor. But Buddha was not reacting, he was just smiling. आधा घंटा बाद जब उनका थोड़ा सा गुस्सा शांत हुआ, Buddha said, look at me, father. Although you are my biological father, this body has come through you, but my consciousness has not come through you. And I have realized who am I. So you can also realize it. You can also experience the joy within, and you can also become a Buddha. And suddenly Suddhodana felt that peace or that grace looking at his face, and he realized कि अगर पहले होता तो मैं इतना गाली देता तो दो चार गाली तो ये भी बकता नहीं. This person has transformed. Okay, next step he goes to his wife. His wife Yasodhara, I remember, if I rightly remember her name, she was also very upset. The wife को इस बात की दुख थी कि why did you leave us? Why did you abandon us? क्या मैं या मेरा बच्चा आपके इस जर्नी में बाधा बन रहे थे? She asked only this question. तो बुद्धा said कि no. उनकी वाइफ फिर पूछती, अगर आप पैलेस में रहते तो क्या आप बुद्धा नहीं हो पाते? मतलब क्या ये काम जो आपने जंगल में जाके किया कि ये पैलेस में नहीं हो सकता? बुद्धा said नहीं, पैलेस में भी हो सकता है. फिर बोले तब फिर आप क्यों गए थे? उस टाइम पे मुझे पता नहीं था कि ये पैलेस में भी हो सकता है. It can happen at any place where you belong to. You don't have to leave anything. So that was a great teaching of Buddha कि हमको संसार को छोड़ के भागने का जरूरत नहीं है. हम जहाँ हैं वहीं we can learn to meditate and realize the true essence who we are. That was a message given by Buddha. Even ये जो डिसर्नमेंट का भी अपना इंटेलिजेंस यूज करने का मैसेज जो है उनका लाइफ का लास्ट मैसेज भी था. व्हेन ही वाज ऑन अ डेथ बेड, हिज डिसाइपल आनंद आस्क्ड कि जब आप नहीं रहेंगे तो किसको पूछेंगे हम, हमारे मन में जो भी सवाल आएगा. Then Buddha says Appadipo Bhava. These are Pali language. Buddhism mainly is in two language. One is Pali. Most of the teachings were given by Gautam Buddha was in Pali, and many scriptures are in Sanskrit. So basically, Lord Gautama Buddha was not the first Buddha. There were many Buddhas before, and there will be Buddhas after him also. And the beauty of teaching of Gautama Buddha is anyone can practice. Anyone, a normal, mediocre person like us, can learn these teachings and follow. That is the beauty. Now, following Krishna becomes, or the other avatars becomes little. The gap is very, very huge. That they seem to be miraculous people, but Buddha looks very, very, very normal, an ordinary person, and a normal, ordinary person getting transformed into an avatar, a god. If that is possible for Siddhartha, that is possible for everyone. That hope, that confidence radiates from Lord Gautama Buddha. Okay, so with this I conclude here. Please share your feedback about this session. Thank you for watching.